Hey guys, it's Corporate Carolyn here, and I am taking a moment to finish my hibiscus tea as I get ready for lunch. It's already been a really busy morning, and I had a thought that I wanted to share with some of you who've been asking me questions about the video that I did about my career as a technical writer. But really, I'm not just a technical writer. I am a senior technical writer, which is what gave me an idea for today's message. Hibiscus tea is a really good drink for a mid-morning for anybody who wants something to incorporate into their routine. But anyway, I digress. You notice I said I am a technical writer, but I portray myself as a senior technical writer. And you might wonder, why do I do that? It's funny, when I was entering or re-entering the workforce back in 2019, I took a position as a technical editor because I was desperate and I was struggling to find a job as a technical writer, mainly because I had been a business analyst previous to that. And so I had to kind of reinvent myself and pull all of the deliverables that I typically wrote wearing the hat of a business analyst and turning that into a technical writer, because I did not go to school to be a technical writer, and it was very few times that I even had the title of a technical writer. So I just said, I can reinvent myself and make myself into a technical writer. However, I met this lovely young woman who is 20 plus years my junior in that role of a technical editor, and as she was leaving, she reinvented herself and she called herself a senior technical writer. And so she gave me some advice, like get onto LinkedIn, because I had like a piddly, really inept profile out on LinkedIn. So I suggest that you, look at someone who has a LinkedIn profile that you might want to emulate and just rehaul or overhaul yours, with a nice picture out there that shows the world what you look like and can allow them to imagine what you might bring to the table. And so, like I said, she was calling herself a senior technical writer. And I said, wait a minute. I could be a senior technical writer too, because I have over 20 years of IT experience. Although I've been in and out of the workforce since 1989, to have children, to volunteer for layoffs when work got hard and I hated it. But that's over 20 years of experience, which brings me to the point that if you're on LinkedIn and on your resume, if you don't already have it, a little opening paragraph that summarizes your background would be a really good thing to add to your resume and to your LinkedIn profile. And mine starts with the fact that I have over 20 years of IT experience. And one of the technical writing jobs that I saw out on LinkedIn, because they list jobs as well, which is why it's very important to be out there if you're not. Because someone sent me a comment saying that they had struggled to get past the second screening or second round of screenings with their resume. It might help if you do have that paragraph at the top. And someone who I didn't think they helped me at the time, because my husband recommended me to some people that he knew at IT and thought that maybe they would help me to find a job. No, they did not. But the one comment that I found usable was they were saying, oh, she doesn't have a background paragraph at the top, which kind of keeps people from reading a long resume or having to read through a long resume. Because I'm kind of old, my resume is very long, and most people don't have the patience to get through more than 5 pages, if that. And so a header paragraph at the top to summarize what your experience is will help those people, and maybe you'll stand out more, and maybe you can get to the next round of interviews. So with that said, because my friend called herself a senior technical writer, and just me summarizing that I had the over 20 years of IT experience. But back to the job that I mentioned that was on LinkedIn, they were looking for someone with SDLC experience. And because I have over 20 years of experience in IT, I know that that's the system development life cycle. And so even though I'm a dinosaur who grew up in the waterfall methodology era and, was really left behind where Agile, kind of took over. But the fact that they were mentioning SDLC, I said over 20 years of experience in IT with the SDLC, methodology. And so that kind of opened the door even more. However, not for that job that mentioned it, but like for each job that I saw where I wasn't qualified, I would just pull a little bit from that, some of the buzzwords and keywords that people are looking for. And so, next thing you know, I was like, let me add this in, and my opening paragraph wound up being something that really captured people's attention, and it gave me the credentials that I needed to call myself a senior technical writer. So what does that mean to you? If you have, and also I mentioned exposure, to certain areas, like, I mentioned that I have that experience in telecom, in the secondary mortgage industry, as well as I think healthcare from my previous job that I hated so much, but I was able to pull that and say that I worked in that industry. So all of that is in my opening paragraph before anyone has read my resume. And so that pitched me as a different animal altogether, not just a technical writer, but she's a senior technical writer. What does that mean to you? If you're able to do that, that's a difference in $20,000 or $30,000 more a year, if not more than that. It increases your hourly rate. And so now I don't even look at positions that are just technical writer because I know they're going to try to undercut me in terms of salary. So if you can position yourself as a senior technical writer, senior business analyst, a senior or a lead developer, if you can use those, definitely use them, because it'll bring more money, it'll open the door to other opportunities, and it might allow you to even reinvent yourself even further. And so what I'm doing right now is working in my senior technical writing position, and hopefully that helps someone out there, because I'm actually loving it. I thought the work might be infinitely harder. In some cases it could be, but for some people it might not be. It might be the same level of work. It's just that they want someone who has been around the block. And one time my boss that I work for on this project, because I'm contracting for a really big company right now, and I love to work for big companies, and one day we were talking and he says, well, since you have so much experience in the SDLC, and just in the IT arenas, and I was like, is he being facetious? And I realized he wasn't being facetious. He actually wanted my opinion. And so now I give my 2 cents wherever I'm able to. And I think that I have contributed as a senior technical writer. So maybe that might help you as well. If you guys need help in that opening paragraph or more on LinkedIn and how you can position yourself as a senior, person, then feel free to let me know, and I'll be happy to share again when I have more free time. But for now, I gotta finish eating my lunch and surprisingly work on business requirements, which is this huge document that was due yesterday, but I had technical difficulties. So I'm gonna get back to that so I can close out, because I have a boatload of other things that are due. And for the first time in my career at 57, I'm actually enjoying my work. I pray that continues, and I hope that I can help you guys get to a position that you love as well. But until then, you guys have a great day, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.